with Xbox, we got so many games, dude. My backlog is crazy. I haven't touched my
Yo.
PlayStation in weeks. Oh, damn, we're live.
hmm
Uh,
I'm telling you, man. Xbox has games now.
that's crazy.
Game Pass is killing it.
But welcome everybody to another week, another episode, another Wednesday, another Game Set Live. Yeah, that's right. Panel is light this week. Gonna be mixing some things up. I had a guest lined up, and change of plans happens. Things happen, but we're here to bring you the news and tell you what we think about Starfield. 8 out of 10. Oh, 8 out. At the same time. Hey, Thember in the chat, as always, holding down the streets. See Steph, glad to see you. And it was Bushido's fault. He wouldn't stop talking, just like trying to talk over me now.
Remember. The important thing is to make a show where the thumbnail is of Forza Motorsports, but we are going to talk about Starfield. That's the most important. I mean, it's the same thing as if we are like, here we are. The thumbnail is about World War II, and when we get to there, we are talking about party animals that just came out on Game Pass.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh man,
I actually like that game a lot.
yeah, I do too.
Oh, it's so good. I don't know how it can be that good, but like it is.
Yeah, I just wish. I just wish my guy would do what I want him to do. Just now, controls are just. I'm like, just punch him! No, don't spin around.
Yeah, I gotta get used to controls too. I gotta use the controls too. I love the game. I think that's why I don't play as much, because I think I want to just keep jumping back into Starfield. But at the same time, it's like I want to play this too, though. It's really freaking fun, especially if you get, let's say you get thrown off, and somebody who threw you off a while ago, he's already out there in the water or whatever, and you grab onto him like, you're coming with me. You're coming with me.
Yeah, somebody tries to throw you over the edge, and you latch onto him. You're like, no. Oh, I love that one. What was that one? What was that one level where there's a chain on the platform and you get sucked up into the air and then you fall into the middle? I would like.
It's like a fan.
Yeah, as soon as I saw it coming, I'd run over and grab onto the chain, and then people would come over and grab onto me, and I'm like, no, get off, stop it, my chain. Oh.
There was a level that I was playing in Party Animals where it was a bridge, like the classical Indiana Jones 2 bridge, where it was falling apart all the time. And there was like a moment that someone knocked me out, the guy grabbed me, and I just could hear in my head Scar saying, "Long live the king," and it throws me away.
Oh,
God. Going over the edge, like,
dude, I'm telling you, when I first played that bridge level, I started chanting, "A bump shaboy, a bump shaboy, a bump shaboy." Oh, okay, but enough about party animals. Man, we just totally missed intros. Fabio, Mr. Amorim, sir, the Brazilian gangster dealing in black market milk and eggs. Sir, how have you been doing? What have you been playing?
I hit you up for a job, man.
Why eggs? I mean,
I don't know, because they're expensive here. They gotta be really expensive there.
Yeah.
Are they? Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Not that much, but yeah. Okay, they are. Let me check here my chicken coop here, just to know. So, yeah, I'm great. Thanks so much. Always a pleasure. What I've been playing, well, of course, Starfield. Guys, I'm sorry. I will be playing Starfield until I get as tired as I got tired. No, I didn't from Skyrim, but yeah, I still play Skyrim sometimes. But Starfield, I just wanna explore more. I wanna enjoy more before I just jump into downloading another 100 GB game like Forza Motorsports, honestly. But other than that, some small titles like Party Animals on Game Pass, really nice. Really enjoying the hell out of that. Honestly, really fun. I don't know how it can be that fun, but it works really well, honestly.
Yeah.
And besides that, I've just played. Besides that, just a tiny little bit of Halo Infinite because I will be playing more tonight, honestly, because yeah, we got a new update. Simple update, but yeah. Community playlist, awesome. And just a tutorial of Payday.
What? C staff. F tier?
Just disappeared.
What?
Really?
What? Did it? That? Oh, did I disappear? What happened?
What happened?
Sorry.
Who? Huh?
He disappeared for a second. You didn't hear him?
No.
I disappeared. Sorry.
What'd you disappear
Yeah.
for?
I'm so
No, I just
confused.
heard
What
him
happened?
blank out for a second. He blanked out for a second.
Total blank.
I couldn't hear you.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can
Yes.
hear you. Yes. Man.
Ah, great. So where did you guys lose me? So yeah, besides of Party Animals, Starfield, Halo Infinite, I've been playing Payday 3 just to sum up everything.
Yes.
All right. Fabio and his third world country internet. At its best. At its finest. And basically, if you
Thanks.
missed it,
Thanks.
Fabio will be getting tired of Starfield when he has grandchildren, and he doesn't even have children yet. So, I mean, I don't believe.
Well, he
that.
does have.
Mhm.
Doesn't he?
Do you?
No, I don't. No, I don't.
At least that he knows of. Is that what you said?
So you better not be wetting your wick out of Redlock, sir.
Beforehand, I mean.
All right, Mr. Bushito, sir.
Hey,
How you been? What are you playing?
I've been playing the same thing, Starfield. I can't shake the game. I really can. I'm just starting to do some of the activities. There's so many things you could do because it's at first I was just doing a bunch of bounties, and after I was doing just the bounties, I was getting a little tired of that. I remember I told C-Step that this morning. I was like, I'm starting to feel a little monotonous doing that. But there were a lot of activities that I had ignored, and now I'm starting to do those. And it's like, why wasn't I doing these before? It's a lot of them too. I mean, it's a freaking lot of them. So I'm starting to do some of those, and I want to play. I have Liza P loaded. I have Cocoon loaded. I have Sea of Stars.
There was something out
Like we said, we're talking about just now. We're gonna talk about Game Pass today too, and I got a backlog of Game Pass. I got a Game Pass backlog, and not just a backlog of games that you purchase yourself, but you have games from Game Pass that you want to play and you don't have time to play. And it's like, how am I supposed to play that? And I got Starfield. That's your fault. That's his Xbox fault. It's not my fault. This is Xbox's fault. And then you're gonna add some more games. Come on, man. What am I supposed to do with that?
See, people people got on me for literally living in State of Decay 2. A 7 out of 10.
That was my game.
7 out of 10 game. See, here's another one.
I struggle with wanting to give it an 8. I'll give it a 7.5. But enjoyment factor, like I had to give it like an 8. Like it was really fun, but it's not really. I still give it an 8. Like it doesn't matter about the look of the game and everything. It has to do with how you feel about playing the game and everything. So I give it an 8. I really enjoyed it. I couldn't stop playing it. I really couldn't stop playing that game. I still love it. From time to time, I used to still jump back into State of Decay and do some activities for about a week or so. But now you messed up with Starfield. What am I supposed to do?
Yeah, you know, I've been wanting to play
Yeah.
Liza P, and I haven't been able to get to it because
Nope.
I have limited time to play games, and every time I turn it on, I'm like, okay, I'm only 3 days in on Starfield. I don't even have 100 hours in it yet. But every minute I do get though is so full of stuff, and I even enjoy. I enjoy just going out, and I mean, you'll see in this video. This is a little jaunt that I did around Mars, and just basically got Mars surveyed as I was going out and doing the side quest, the heart of Mars. I picked, if it wasn't nailed down or glued down, I picked it up.
I saw that. I was just looking at that. I was like, man, he's grabbing everything.
Everything. And you know, it's
You'll
funny.
be more discriminated later on.
I mean, what would you prefer, to just watch Bob grabbing everything, or to have to deal with Bob shooting everything?
Oh.
And we all know how he shoots while he was playing Sniper Elite, right? We all remember that gameplay.
True.
Who shoot, especially you.
Yep, shooting the walls and the steps, and not the guys. Yep.
I
understand.
mean, the guys right in front of you, Bob.
But like, yeah, I mean, I enjoy. Even like when you get over encumbered. Even when you get over encumbered, and your companion, which in this you'll notice is Andrea. We are married in the game. Yes, I made that choice.
I never did too.
And but she starts saying, like, when you get over encumbered, your companion will start telling you, now I myself, I like to be prepared for anything, but this is a little ridiculous. Because you're just so over encumbered. I'll get back to the ship and I'll dump everything on my cargo, and the first vendor I come to, I just sell everything. I even enjoy that. Like, how long can I sit in the sell inventory screen, hitting the A button, just spamming it? Because of all the crap I picked up. I enjoy getting back there and saying I got 36 foam cups, and I'm like, really? I really like foam cups.
I mean, why? Okay, now this is not a. Honestly, Bob, I don't think this is a situation of the game itself, but I think this is a serious problem, man.
Yes, I was gonna say, this sounds like a personal problem, internal thing.
Maybe you should go. Yeah, maybe you should go to a medic. I don't know, but
No.
I mean,
you know, and I also think of it. See, I've even started to justify it to myself in the game. Like, I'm going across like a derelict space station or a derelict factory or whatnot, and I'll be like picking up all the cups and trays and dishwags and everything that I see, because I'm thinking to myself, you know what? I'm doing the human race a service. I am recycling all this and selling it to a vendor where it'll get used again by somebody in the future, and it will bring enjoyment and purpose to their life. I know, right?
I mean, you see that. Bushiro, you need to agree with me that the situation is out of hand when he's actually trying to justify himself.
Yeah, I think so too.
I mean, that's the
and
only.
they try to blame it on. They try to blame it on the ecosystem to stop it off. Oh man.
Yeah,
There's a great wise man once told me, don't discuss with craziness, just support it. Good for you, buddy.
You know, and it's also improving my life too, because if I pick up, if I pick up all the random items that are because the game remembers where everything's sitting. If I pick up everything that's sitting around, then the next time I go through that area, it's gonna load faster, because it doesn't have to pull up all that data for where things are sitting or where things are left, because there's nothing there anymore, because I got it all. Yeah, see, I'm going really far here to justify my habit.
Sure enough, I was just about to say.
I mean, you're
money,
really
and you start seeing where you make money at, you'll stop picking that stuff up because you wasting space. But when you start just selling guns, ammo, even your health things that you don't use, you start selling those things. You like, oh man, I'm wasting my time picking up cups and tablets for. Because I did it in the very beginning too. I was grabbing everything, and then I found out I was like, hey man, dude, you're really making no money from this. The real money is in the guns and all the other stuff. Oh, did you know that if you drop those guns, let's say you picked up somebody else's guns, if you drop those guns, it lets go of all the ammo that was in that gun, and now it's just inside your inventory. So you don't have to worry. One, I love the fact that ammo doesn't weigh anything in this game.
Yes.
And two, it continues to build up your ammo. So there's certain guns that I don't use. I don't use a rivet gun. I need to try it out one day, but I just don't use it. I just don't like it. And I don't use that laser electric welder type thing, which actually is not bad, but I just don't like it. And when you get the ammo for those, one, I do use those. It's called heavy laser something. I forgot what it's called, but that ammo I used for different guns that you can use, like from the Varun. But if you don't, you can sell that ammo, and some ammo gives back a lot of money. And if you don't use those rivets, which I have a whole lot of those, if I ever need money, which I don't at this moment, I have about 500,000. Yeah, 500. I've seen dudes that with like $1 million. I don't have that kind of money, but you can sell that money back. I mean, you can sell that ammo back.
I've got a nickname
So once you sell
in the
that,
chat now.
you make money off of that. Would you say what, where, and why?
I've got a nickname in the chat now. I'm now known as Klepto Bob. Yeah. See.
Yeah.
See, I may get back to the vendor, getting carrying like 30 lunch trays on my back. That I'm only going to get 1 credit for each. 1 credit for each. But you know what? That means a whole lot more to my heart watching somebody in the establishment using the tray that I know I brought back. That's right.
You really do need help, man. You really do.
Yeah.
You really do.
After that, I need to point out that guess what? It got to that time where I need to leave for some family dinner, but don't worry, I'll be back soon enough. And yes, why?
Heavy fusion. That's it. You're looking at me.
No. We've been talking about collecting plastic cups for half an hour, gentlemen.
I know, but it's great. It's great content, man. I mean, we're doing the human race in a video game a service. You know, we're helping Mother.
Listen, if they can't thank me,
Mother Space.
If they can't thank me, I'm not doing it. He said Mother Space. God, he
I can't say Mother Earth. Have you seen Earth in this game? It's horrible.
You're like, you even gave it a name? You gave it a name.
Okay. I'll be back soon.
Oh, goodness.
Okay, I'll be back soon enough, gentlemen.
All right.
Be back soon enough. No worries at all.
Hurry up.
All right.
You know, you made a good point. In Fallout, I do remember the ammo did have a weight to it in Fallout.
Yes, it did. Yeah,
Because I remember
it wasn't a whole lot.
It wasn't a lot.
Yeah.
But I do remember going in my inventory going, what the hell am I carrying that weighs so much?
Yes.
And I'll be scrolling down and I'll have like 20 missiles and each missile weighs 5 and I'm like, well, there you go.
Yep. And listen, and you're sitting there saying to yourself like, these are fat boys though. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, these are things I use in case of emergency. I can't drop one.
No.
Like, I gotta figure out something else to drop. And then what happens is eventually you want to just start to use them, a little indiscriminately because of the fact that he's like, I'm not just dropping this. I'm just not. I'm just gonna have to just use it in against their enemies, and I'm not gonna just waste this.
You don't come across the fat boys very often, so when you see it, you're not gonna go,
No,
I ain't picking that up. It
Yep.
weighs too much. I'm just gonna keep on walking on.
no, you grip that bad boy. No, man, I never walked away from a fat boy that was just sitting around. Because you don't see them. You really see those out in the wild just for nothing. So you got to pick it up. And then you look around through the rest of your inventory and like, all right, what else I got to drop? But the thing is, you do the same thing I do. You start looking through the rest of your inventory, and you're like, I got a bunch of guns to sell. And you're like, but that's money though. Like, this is the major money right here. And I'm not dropping ammo, and I'm not dropping anything for my heals. So then you start looking at, all right, look, I don't know if you do this, but I look at the guns that make the least amount of money.
Right.
And then I'll look and see what weighs the most out of the cheapest ones, and then I'll start dropping those. And hopefully I can come back and get them and sell them again. Sometimes I do, and sometimes I just like, yeah, I don't care. I just keep going. So yeah, you run into that issue. But the ammo thing, and this one is cool, but I run into I think the healing, medical things are the ones that can surprisingly sneak up on you because they don't weigh that much, but sometimes you run into so many of them.
Yeah.
They'll take up some space, and also to throwing anything that you could throw or use for grenades, explosives, or whatever. They can surprisingly weigh. Was it a half a kilo? So if it's like a half a kilo, and you got like 15 of them, that's taking up a little bit more space. Sometimes I had like 20, and I was like, oh, let me drop a couple of these or sell these. That's what I wound up doing, because there's certain ones I don't like using, because if you have a companion with you and you have those pythons, I think you know pythons.
Yeah, that's what I call
You
my
have
arms.
Yeah. More delusions. Anyway, those will shock your companion, and then your companion will get mad. Like I had the part I'm with, I have the free start mission. I still haven't touched. I've been doing all this other stuff, but in that I have Emma with me, and I dropped one of those, and it was shocking the ground, and she walks into it, and I'm like, "What are you running around for in the first place?" But she walks into it, and then next thing you know, I got Sarah saying, "Oh no, I don't believe you did that," and now I got a bounty,
Oh God.
and then the bounty because she kept getting shot, and I was like, "That's her fault." I had to
Domestic.
reload the whole thing.
A domestic dispute bounty in Starfield.
Exactly. Now she's mad at me. I don't know what I did, but she's so mad at me right now that now she won't go out on missions with me. So now I gotta go through a story spot and try to do some things that she'll like, so she'll come back out with me. But right now she is furious.
Well, okay, that's enough garbage time on Starfield, and whew, man, we should have saved that for when Fabio left to go eat with his family. But again,
Yeah.
shout out to Thember, the moderator in the chat, holding the streets down. C. Steph, Palpatine,
She just cut it out.
we got Macbound. Let's see. Oh, it's Timmy V2. Still waiting for V1 to show up.
Yeah, you got Timmy.
Yeah. Got Jedi Knight Peter in the chat. We got USO Vinny stopping in. Yeah, Vinny's not here, guys, because Vinny is sick right now. So we hope he feels better. Playing video games and drinking bourbon always helps, that I've found, Vinny. Good sound advice too. The blue one in the chat. Welcome everybody. First topic. If you've seen the thumbnail, the reviews have come out. The OpenCritic and Metacritic is out there, and the different publications, or Fabio's famous dinner, are out for Forza Motorsport. And well, I was expecting, honestly, nothing but 90s, and yet we're seeing, especially with Open and Metacritic, we're seeing more of a kind of Starfield vibe to it, and I don't think I've seen Forza scores that low ever. I'm starting to wonder whether or not this being part of Xbox review curse could be a thing. Yeah. So, what do you
not
think?
going to disagree.
Yeah.
I'm not going to disagree. We've had you know how we do inside the Xbox live parties,
Yes.
and we talk about everything. And one of the things that we talked about before was that there's still going to be um, reverberations from the 80K deal, and a lot of fanboys that work for these magazines or it shows we're still using Turd magazine sites. Uh, they still carry a grudge over that, and I think that Starfield. I think the bad scores that kept Starfield from being in the 90s. If you look at it, if the others had given just an 8, I hate doing the if thing, but if the others would have gave it just an 8, it would have been like a 90 something, like 95. It would have been really high, but it's an 87 because a lot of guys gave really crappy reviews. When you read the reviews, you're like, dude, did you even play the game? Like, I don't know. So it doesn't look legit. And when you look at um, this situation, like I play Forza to be able to discern 100% that I feel like this wasn't the case, that they shouldn't have, that's what's going on. But I do feel like that's going to continue. I don't think that's going to be something that's going to be um, something that'll go away. I think, let's say Hellblade came out in January, which is not. I'm just saying, Hellblade comes out in January. Reviews come out for it, and 90% of the industry will say like this was a great freaking game, and it's getting the same things, 9s and 10s, and you're still gonna have 5 or 6 other sites that are gonna be like, it was alright. I got a problem with the fact that there was no water in the game, and um, can't I can't stop running. The character breathes too much. It's just always the stupidest things that they'll find to say. Go back to the guy who gave the IGN review, and his thing was, he said it's a great game, but it's not. And he said, what did he say again? He said it's a really good game, but it's not great. And when you look at the reviews on the way it goes, like that would be an 8, and he just bypassed that and was like 7. You know what I mean? So I hate to be like that when it comes to reviews, but it just feels like it. It really just feels like it. Like nobody wants to give Xbox is proper respect for whatever their IPs will be after this. They're just not going to. Starfield was so big that it's like they was like, I just can't allow this W. I just can't.
Yeah.
And just was, went against the grain of everybody else in the industry and other reviews. The only sites, I think it was 5 or 6 sites that did that, and gave really low scores too. So I'm not too surprised, but I have to play Forza Motorsport to be able to discern 100% whether or not this is the same case. But it feels like it though.
I just realized I had the gameplay sound on a little bit, and there was some suspenseful music going on in the background of the show, and it was funny hearing you talk with the suspenseful music.
With the music going.
Hey, shout out to Gray Monad coming into the chat. He says, in his own words, Motorsport, or his own opinion, Motorsport is an 89 to a 91. And Thimber set me straight. Yes, I looked it up just now, Thimber. Forza Motorsport 7 did see the same sort of scores that we're seeing right now from Forza Motorsport. What made me misremember that was that we've had 2 Horizon releases since we got 7. So, and the Horizon games always scored very, very highly, and 5 was actually snubbed from being one of the nominees for Game of the Year a couple of years ago, and that was that was made everybody
Yeah,
it
yep,
made everybody upset.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
And the
132
racing
gigabyte
game came.
download. Damn.
Whoa,
Whew. I've got it preloaded. I guess I haven't paid
space
attention
right
to it.
there.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
me too. Yeah, I haven't paid attention to it either. I dropped so much space for Starfield just to make sure I cleared
Mm-hmm.
out. Oh, you know what? Also, too, my grandkids when they come over, they move things from the hard drive over to the SSD, and the things they'll move over be like Roblox, or whatever the heck you call that game, Fork Knife,
Fork
and
knife.
what else they play? They'll play. Yeah, Fork Knife. And so there's three games they'll play. Oh, with Call of Duty. And so moving those game overs over, they took so much space up. So when they were here, I moved other games over. And then once they left and I moved those games over, it gave me a ton of space. And I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about those. So I have plenty of space for it. So I've been paying attention to it. But yeah, I got to get to it, but I can't get to it while Starfield is still, I got to get to at least 10, New Game Plus. So so I'm having a hard time. I could just go mainline. Like a couple of guys I talked to, like Blood Wolf, they were like, yeah, like, nah, I just went through, main part, to get up to like New Game Plus 5 and everything. And I was like, nah, but there's some stuff I had to do before that I want to do because I did only play two factions in my first run through, and now I'm playing the UC, and I'm gonna play UC, and I think I'm still doing Crimson again because it was really fun. And then the next run through, I'll do the maybe Corpo, be a Corpo, or run the Underworld in New Neon or whatever, the Neon City or whatever it's called. Uh, so it's a lot to do, man. I just really enjoy the game.
Yeah, it is. It totally is.
I'm
But
gonna take Monad's score for gold because the old guy he really plays some racing games. I don't take him for a bot. So if he doesn't like something, he don't like something. If he does, he does. So I have to take that for gold. But and also too that's he loves racing games. Him and Shooter, man, they love some racing game. Oh yeah, shout out to Shooter. Hopefully get well soon, brother. I gotta message him tonight too. I just remembered. It's my OG, my older brother. It's my man's and them's. But yeah, I can't. I gotta take it for gold for them because they're real racers. I mean, real racers. So I'll take that. I'll take that as like that. That is what it is.
yeah. So
I don't know. I want to know why it's a 91. Why'd you only give it a 91 instead of round off to like 92? It's just kind of odd. That's just me.
see, I knew
Just
it. I
odd.
knew you were. You come off as odd.
No,
You come
no.
off as odd, but I knew you were an even sort of guy. See?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to be cut and
Yeah.
dry and be like Bob, picking up pans and various bullshit off the shelves. And that's right. Got to make sure I got an even number. But Thember wants us to know when we're talking Dark Tide. Huh? When are we talking about Dark Tide? Hmm? You know?
All right. Look. Confession time.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
I sit here, stays here, stays between us
Uh
in
huh.
the chat.
Okay.
Um, if I see one of you guys on Twitter and one of our group chats talking about what I'm saying here, we're gonna have a problem. Okay, because it's supposed to stay here. If you got a beef with what I gotta say it inside the chat. All right.
Okay.
Um,
So what?
I I don't really
Oh, my God. You're going to say it.
I'm not feeling it.
Oh, really?
It's not my type of game. It really isn't. No, just
So I guess you didn't like
no.
Vermintide either.
Listen, man. So I'm looking forward to Warhammer Space Marine 40K,
Mm-hmm.
and that game looks really awesome. So hopefully I get with you guys some co-op on that. I think it comes out December 1st or something like that. So, and Alan Wake is supposed to be coming out soon. I'm not trying to distract. What are you talking about distracting and talking about something else? I'm not doing that. I'm talking about games that right, that you guys want to know about. Sea of Stars. Anybody want to hear what happened in Remnant? Well, when we were, I just don't feel it. I'm just not feeling the game. Okay, I'm just not feeling.
You're
Just
killing
not
me.
for me.
You're killing me. I'm very, very disappointed.
I know. I know. But I don't know what it is. I just don't like. So, all right.
Okay.
Sorry. I'm
I
sorry.
totally understand. Actually,
no, I don't hate Warhammer games. I do not. I
mm-hmm.
like Warhammer games except for that one.
That
You
one.
know.
That type. Yeah. I mean, because you're saying Space Marine, and I'm like, okay, well, maybe is it a different kind of game? No, I think they're both first person. I don't get it. I just think you hate the entire Warhammer universe. That's just not your jam. That's okay.
It's not.
I mean, you're going to be ridiculed, obviously, but I mean, you're entitled to have your own opinion, even if we hate you for it. That's it is.
I might be still giving it a try.
Mm-hmm.
I might.
Now, see, I played Warhammer Dark Tide on PC when it first released in early access, and after that, I still played it, and I stopped playing it, and I'll be happy to go back because what I did play of it, I did like it. I actually had a gameplay video that I captured at that time that I was just looking for, but apparently I did not find it worthy enough to stay in the archives. That doesn't mean I didn't like it or that type of game. No. It's because
the proof is in the pudding.
No, it's because storage space is at a premium, sir, and that.
You can't tell me you don't have other games you can't move over.
No, not the game, the capture video. That it's still on I still have Dark Tide installed. It's still installed. I just don't have it. I just don't have the gameplay video anymore in the archives to show everybody.
I don't know why don't you though? You have like a beefy PC and
I do, but I have 4 hard drives and they're all full. I have 2 SSD. I have an M.2, an SSD, and 2 mechanicals.
Well, listen, it's not like you have great footage. You could always get rid of some of the worst that you have, and it should make some space.
I mean,
I still understand how.
You're right. I mean, I've got all this footage captured from gaming events and stuff like that, and some of the shows that they've done. But I need that so that I can go back and pull it and go, nah. See, this is what it looked like here. Why doesn't it look like this now?
Yeah. I'm not gonna listen. You're actually right, but I don't want to back you on it because I need to be on your back because you guys are not back about the other thing, so I can't.
Yeah, that's right.
I can't let up on them. So you got to delete something, man. Make some hard choices.
So I believe a lot of the hate that Forza Motorsport 7 or not 7, Forza Motorsport. I'm not gonna get used to not putting a number behind it because all the Forzas except for the very first one of each has always had a number with it, and I'm not gonna get used to that. But let's just Forza Motorsports. You tell I'm country. Motorsports. It's in order to upgrade your car, you have to put time in that car. Parts are no longer bought with in-game currency or credits or whatever you want to call it. They are now, those upgrades are bought with your skill points, your driver points that you earn while racing in that car. So if let's say I pick a Supra, a Toyota Supra, one of my favorite cars, twin turbo, 96, and I'm racing that for a ton of races.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Am I not your focal point right now? Who the hell are you talking to?
No, no. I was just saying. I loved for. I used to love those Supras,
Okay. Okay.
especially when I was young. They're one of the most easily modified cars that was on the streets at the time.
Okay. Okay. I'm thrown off a little bit
Right
because
now,
C Steph's trying to tell
I
us that
still like it.
Gran Turismo is better. It's not.
He's full of it. So
Yeah.
he doesn't even have a PlayStation. So I don't know what he's talking about.
Well, he watches video, so that's enough. That's
That's
enough.
close enough.
But yeah.
I want
So
to switch.
so if I race this Supra for races and I get enough driver points so that I can get the best upgrades on this car, the best tuning, and I decide, you know what, I'm going to expand my garage a little bit and get another car. Well, then I'm right back to square one with building my driver points and my level in that car so that I can get the upgrades. I can't just, okay, I'm experienced in this car, I'm experienced with these upgrades. I get in this car, I want to use the same upgrades. No. You basically start off with a vanilla car that you have to work up. It
So
really,
basically, the leveling thing for each car. Then your experience for
yes.
each, and it doesn't go as I'm an experienced driver, and I should be able to drive this vehicle by getting it another way. But no, I have to get this vehicle, then I have to level up the experience being able to drive that vehicle. It's not bad, but I
Mm.
think that mechanic sounds like a Game Pass tied mechanic to keep you playing. It's not. I don't think it's a bad idea though.
I
I
heard.
don't think it's too grindy either.
I think Turn 10 got the two phrases sim racer and RPG
Mm-hmm.
racer mixed up. Because in a sim racer,
Mm-hmm.
I can buy whatever I want and put it on whatever I want, and whether or not I can drive it good, that's up to me because that's a simulation. What they made is an RPG racer. This is bona fide RPG racer, just like in Diablo. If I start out with a brand new class that I've never played before, or a brand new character, if I just create a new character, just like if you got a new car in Forza Motorsport, I'm at the bottom of the barrel. I can't move anything from one character to the other, just like you can't move anything from car to car, and I have to gain all those skills all over again. No. Forza Motorsport has always been a sim racer, very realistic with physics and whatnot, and that is what it's been known for. And I think the RPG element is really giving everybody a bad taste in their mouth.
You
Fabio,
don't think that's realistic
No.
though?
do what?
You don't think that's realistic though? That you buy another car and to become efficient in
Efficient?
that car, you using that car more.
No, I don't, because that's not a rule. If you can drive, you can drive, and if you've driven a
No, no,
fast
no. I'm
car
being
before,
efficient
then
though. You're being efficient though inside that type of car. It's not like you could go from a stock car to a Formula One car, and it's the same thing. And to go from um, jeez, I can't the those Japanese cars. Um, I, I don't think it's the same, especially if you had to. I don't even know if you could drift in this game, but if you had to be efficient drifting in that type of car, I would think it would be something you would have to gain experience in.
okay. Well, I see your point there, and if the caveat that I would put towards that statement would be, then it should have been class based and not car based. Because if I go from one car
Yeah,
to the
yeah,
next
yeah,
car and they're in the same
yeah.
class, then I should be able
Yeah,
to
I could
drive
agree.
that
I
car
definitely agree with that.
and put whatever I
Yeah,
want on it. Now, if I went from a Volkswagen to a Maserati, there may be a difference there. I may have to learn the car a little bit before I take it to the next level. You gotta get used to the base level of that class first. But they've done it with every individual car. No,
yeah.
do not like it. Mm-mm. Fabio, how was dinner?
Okay, okay. What I was good. Oh, good.
I'm glad. You sound full. You sound like you're sessionized. Yes.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
I
Totally.
agree.
I know, big word for a Kentucky boy. But
So cheerful.
Okay. What you guys are
Fabio,
talking about?
we are just discussing the
You
review
are grabbing
scores.
everything. You should grab that napkin container. What the world are you doing? And pens.
Yeah, dude. One credit is one. There's nothing less than one credit in this game, and one credit is one credit. Okay. See, I'm even picking up the empty food wrappers off the floor under the tables and off the desks because I'm making space a cleaner place. Yes, that rhymed. I know that.
You got
It's taking so much
how
time out of the
like
game.
No, I'm getting.
why what?
Go ahead. Go ahead, Fabio.
I mean, are we supposed to be talking about Forza Motorsports? I was like,
I just couldn't help it. I'm looking at the screen and I'm just seeing Bobby's like, just putting things in his
why you
pocket.
grabbing pieces of paper?
Yeah. Okay.
Don't you have?
You say I'm wasting so much time.
I mean, don't you have anything there at home?
Look at him. Just look at him. He's literally grabbing everything. Anything that's not nailed down, he's taking.
Exactly.
Look at this. He got the-
And before I leave a room, I go into zoom mode or to scan mode to see if there's anything with a blue outline on it that I missed.
That's-
Hey, you say
And the
I'm
one-
wasting time, but to me, I'm playing it like a bad golfer. You know, when a guy hits a golf ball in the woods and they go, "Boy, you really suck," and he goes, "No, I'm playing the entire course." Well, I'm playing the entire game here. This is what I'm doing. Okay, I can't say
Well,
that
as long
there.
as you're enjoying it. So.
I cannot say when I finish this game, I can honestly say there was not an empty corner in a cupboard I didn't see. Okay? Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, I do the lockers though. I do the lockers, but I'm not grabbing everything though. But you know.
Bob,
If we're doing-
why you do this to me, man?
Sorry.
Mm.
But yeah, Fabio, we're talking about whether or not the review scores that have come out are what we expected from Forza, or is it a letdown? And why do we think that happened? Because we're expecting to see.
There's
When it comes to that, so far,
there's an ammo crate on top of the locker that you missed because you're picking up trash. But I knew it. I knew you were gonna leave it.
Nope.
There's an ammo box right on top of it.
I go back and get it.
All right, never mind. No, you didn't. I'm gonna watch. Sorry, Fabio. It just drives me bananas. I'm gonna watch this and really go back again.
You're gonna make me choke on my Mountain Dew.
Oh my god. Literally driving Forza Motorsports. I got there. Okay, but was there like so far what I saw from the grades of this game? Like everything was like 9, 8, 10 out of 10s, 5 out of 5s. Is there anything surprising, or like is there anything that you guys was there any score that you guys were a bit shocked?
Well, IGN gave it an 8, which isn't that far of a stretch.
Okay.
That isn't that far of a stretch from the 7 that Starfield got. It's only 1 point higher, and we know that all the beef that's been started and over Starfield's IGN score. And then OpenCritic had a 84, Metacritic 85. The best score that I saw that wasn't from, because I'm leaving out all the platform centric. So DualShockers, any review site with Xbox in its name, any review site with PlayStation in its name, just going by the GameSpots, the Game Informers, the Metacritics, IGN, so on. The best score that I saw was a 9 out of 10 from GameSpot. And to be honest with you, I think we were all safely expecting to see solid scores, not going any lower than 9. The mid 80s are just kind of. I thought this was supposed to be the cat's pajamas, you know, the total eye candy, the best eye candy we were going to see in this generation, and it was going to get lauded and you know, praised over it, and it's getting a lot of beef because it's got a very serious RPG mechanic to each individual vehicle you drive, not the class of vehicle, the vehicle. So Fabio,
Wait,
if you don't mind saying,
wait.
yes,
Wait. What do you mean? What do you mean an RPG mechanic
okay,
in a racing game?
yes. So if you like, let's say you buy a Ford Mustang as your first car in Forza, and you start racing that Mustang. When you get that Mustang, you can't do anything to it. You can't even remove the spare tire to make the car lighter until you drive the car for a while in races and drive and earn driver points towards that car. And so let's say you drive that Mustang in races for the next week and you level that car out as far as you can get it. You can get the best upgrades and everything. And then after you're done driving that Mustang, you're like, I think I'm going to drive a Camaro now. Same class of car. But because it's a different car, you start out not being able to do anything to it. You have to drive that car up to the point of being able to put everything on it. That's what we're talking about, RPG mechanic. It's almost like starting out with as a different class, a different character in an RPG game, not being able to transfer anything over, starting out with no skills and having to go up from bottom. Yes.
I can understand the usage of that if they are trying to like not just grab the racing sim audience, but also a brand new type of demographic is that is interested in playing something more than just a racing game. But like at least are these RPG mechanics applied only to the car type? Like, oh, this is I don't know, like I don't know if this is a Ferrari. So you upgrade and you get the RPG mechanics for Ferraris and you have progress in every single Ferrari.
Nope.
Or is it isolated to every single car that you pick up
It's
and you
isolated.
need to go all over again? Really?
Yeah.
Why?
You have to go through each individual car. I know.
Okay, it makes like it does
Yes.
make the guy that is really excited for for a racing sim game like to have more time to spend in the game. Yeah, fair enough, but really?
Yeah. And yeah, I'll race you, Mayhem. I love racing games. Never was able.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. Forza Motorsports is amazing. I loved Forza Motorsport 7, Forza Motorsport 5. Like I think 5 or 6. Yeah, it was 5. 5 was like the first time ever I played Motorsports, honestly, because yeah, I did not play Forza Motorsports during the original Xbox generation because I didn't have the original Xbox at the time. I only started playing Xbox with the 360. But yeah, it's amazing, and they didn't have at all to add a brand new mechanic. If you are playing motorsports, you know what you're getting to. You know what you will be receiving there. So I don't know. Strange.
Oh yeah, Thember. Trying something a little different. In the chat, if you're watching the show right now, is the gameplay video overpowering the? Because I have it turned down, but I can turn down even more. Trying something a little different.
Just spamming everything, huh? Let me ask you real quick. You guys, real quick. What's your favorite car?
Really?
I'll start. Mine's is the Ford Mustang. GT 500, 68, the 68, the Eleanor. Oh my God, that's listen. I adore. When I was a young guy, I just adored women, like long women, and couldn't keep my eyes off of women. Um, that car right
Are you
there,
are you
This is
that,
not.
that car right there is the only rival to women for me.
This is
To this
not.
very day, if someone asked me what would be my dream car, what would you want to have as a car? And I wouldn't pick a 2021, 25 or whatever car. No, it would be a 68 GT 500 Shelby, the Eleanor Tribute, a
What
V8
if it
engine.
was a 2023 GT 500?
They're actually nice looking too. I'm not even gonna lie. They're actually nice looking, but no, the 500, the 68 500, no, that's where it's at right there.
All right.
That's car porn right there. That's car porn.
I would have to go with the 70 Monte Carlo.
Not bad.
Yep.
Not bad.
That is the car that was in Training Day, if you are curious.
Okay.
okay?
I know I wasn't curious, but yeah, okay.
American Muscle.
Yes, sir. Like the GTOs. I love the GTOs.
So Peter
Anyway.
says, sounds great, Bob. Only improvement I would make is make it louder when Bush talks.
I'm trying to give that a laugh, but just not funny.
Sorry, Bush was turned down. Bush, I had you turned down. I think
Did you?
Yes, I think what it was I had some people. One of the shows, somebody complained about the sound, and I looked, and I did have it turned down to like 80 to 90%, and so everybody liked it.
What do you mean all the time? I've been.
Yeah, all this time people have had to like kind of squint and turn their head towards the speaker just to understand. No, it wasn't that bad. You were on 90, you weren't on 100, but you're on 100 now.
Wow. So all those great takes I had a little while ago, people had to struggle to hear it.
I mean, okay.
I thought Pete was being funny, but now I see that Pete was looking out. Good looking out.
Great
wow.
take. Okay. I just first and foremost, the comment "great takes" is not endorsed by the Game Set Live organization.
Wow.
It is totally eye of the beholder. Okay. Great takes.
It is not subjective. It is not subjective. No, it is actual factual facts.
Oh,
and when you make it facts, it's beyond reproach. So you can't go back and anyway.
All right.
I'm a little disappointed, but I'm not gonna make a big deal. But I'm a professional.
Okay. Good.
I'm a professional. Just,
right. Are you?
Yeah.
Whoa!
I mean, you, a professional.
Yeah, he is. I've
sure
always called him.
Yes, exactly. He's always going to be the professional.
I've always called Mr. Bush a professional.
Listen, Fabio, you this close. Don't do that to me, Fabio. Don't do that to me.
Okay. I'm sorry.
I can't have you do that to me.
Okay, so we're going to get into the news in the gaming landscape now, because we've all pretty much, we understand Forza it's always been a sim racer, and now it's feels very RPG heavy, and people can't get in-game currency by winning races to spend on parts just as soon as they get the money, which is what I would do in real life. But they want you to play it differently. Whether they wanted to try something different, attract a different crowd, or even add to the game's replayability. Maybe one day they'll let us know. But first, on the news topic, as we always promise, gaming news from around the industry. Epic Games is reportedly laying off 16% of its staff. And this news is being brought by VGC. It says around 900 people are said to be affected at Epic Games. Which I don't. They do charge for Unreal Engine, right? What's going on? Yeah, 830 employees are going to be laid off. What do we?
I mean, they're not the only ones that have been laying off a lot of employees, right? Like Sony and BioWare.
Yeah.
So I don't know what happened. Like today or yesterday was like every single company decided to lay off everyone. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah. The CEO has said that for a while now we've been spending way more money than we earn, which I don't buy that totally because I've seen.
I mean, are they the creators of Fortnite?
Yes. He goes on to say, spending way more money than we earn, investing in the next evolution of Epic, and growing Fortnite as a metaverse-inspired ecosystem for creators. But, sir, I have seen all the stuff that you sell in the Fortnite store for in-game, and people gobble that stuff up. So, I don't know. He says, I've long been optimistic that we could power through this transition without layoffs, but in retrospect, I see that this was unrealistic. While Fortnite is starting to grow again, the growth is... What?
He said,
This was unreal.
Unreal. Yeah, see? While Fortnite is starting to grow again, the growth is driven primarily by creator content with significant revenue sharing, which has created a lower business margin than we had when Fortnite Battle Royale took off and began funding our expansion. So, bad content creators. You've killed Epic. Yeah.
well, that's sometimes what happens.
Basically, as always, a guy who is just a soup corp, just saying bullshit as always.
Yeah,
I mean,
when I look at good, Bob.
like I mean, seriously, we've been we've been gaining less money than we've been spending in Fortnite. Like it's because I'm sorry, like, but you are the ones who are always trying to in Fortnite, Thanos is going to be there now, Wolverine, and now Master Chief, and now Sony, maybe doing all of those crossovers which cost money.
Yeah. Yep. And major money too. That's not even like chump change to use people's IPs or likenesses in the games. And to me, it sounds like you're overspending. I understand you got to do things to get people into your ecosystem and buy your content. But man, it comes off to me when I read this that we're making a lot of money, but we're not making enough. When I heard how much, I think I made $30 billion last year.
Yeah.
If you're making $30 billion, listen, this is how much you have. If I'm not mistaken, it's net, and not gross. I gotta look at it again. But even if it was, it's like there's still a lot of money, and it just comes off to me like, well, what we have to do is we have to make sure that as the exec, I'm still making money for the company, and I have to do what I can to make sure that the company is keeping either on par with last year or making more than last year. And we can't. That's one thing corporations don't like. They don't like to see you make record gains one year and then the next year it goes back down. Even if it was by $1 billion, they're like, "What happened?" They're gonna ask you what happened, as if you control everybody's pockets. What happened? And then they got to come up with a reason why it happened. It's ridiculous, but that's more likely what it is when it comes off to me. I understand it's layoffs, but that's a lot of people, man. That's a lot of people.
They're even going at the very end of his statement. He does say, and this is what strike because it he makes it sound like if they didn't do this, they were going under because he doesn't mention that it's.
Yeah, I said the same thing too. Yep.
It said epic folks around the world have been making ongoing efforts to reduce costs, including moving to net zero hiring and cutting operating spending on things like marketing and events. And then he says, but we still ended up far short of financial sustainability. So they wouldn't have been able to even sustain themselves. I think
I don't buy that.
that's just. And he says,
I don't buy that either.
He closes his statement with, "We concluded that layoffs are the only way, and that doing them now and on this scale will stabilize our finances." Okay, well hold on. Are we talking about a stabilization or a sustainability? Because, yeah.
Sustainable shittity.
Yeah, sustain. But thank you. You see, there you go. We just created a new word on Games That Live. Shittability. Sustainability.
Sustainable shittity.
Sustainable shittability. Right. Ooh, man. Oh, and then so we have the same thing going on at Naughty Dog, but Naughty Dog kind of went the wrong way with it.
Well, Naughty Dog has been doing some Naughty Dog thing. No, just kidding.
Yeah. So Naughty Dog is laying people off. But where Naughty Dog has a governing law that when people are laid off for are terminated for no cause, then they're supposed to get a severance that for 1 month every year. Oh no. Sorry. Wrong story. God. See? Where y'all at? You're supposed to be backing me up on all this.
What?
Naughty Dog has laid off 25 contractual positions. Of course, we all know Naughty Dog. They're responsible for Uncharted and The Last of Us series. This news, take it with a grain of salt, comes from Kotaku. Yeah.
Well, when it's PlayStation information, percent correct. So.
Well, I don't know. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, they're a PlayStation, brand offshoot.
Yeah. Yeah, Peter, that's BioWare. I got my facts crossed, skipping between web pages. My
so
bad.
The BioWare guys got let go.
Yes.
The BioWare guys got let go and didn't get severance.
Yes, they got let go and didn't get severance. They were terminated.
That sounds like the EA thing. I'm not surprised.
They were terminated with no cause. And because of NDA agreements, they can't even use their work on the new Dragon Age game on a resume to help get them another job. And
what?
Yeah. And so this went before the courts in Canada, and Canada is looking like they are going to weigh very heavily in the favor of the people that were terminated without cause.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Why would? It's not like you. Well, I understand that information can be leaked. That's the game you're working on. But are you kidding me? Everything's leaked, and it's not like it's gonna. Like, what bad will it do for you that the game is being under development, and even if it gave a time frame, like, it doesn't really hurt you still.
Right. I mean, Yeah, it's
Most you could actually say it. You could always say, "Hey, that was rumor." We never said anything, but whatever.
mm-hmm. Yep. The actual it's been on Twitter. The actual documentation on the terminated BioWare employees, the lawsuit, it says that in light of the numerous recent industry layoffs and the fact that BioWare's NDAs prevent us from showing any of our recent work on Dragon Age Dreadwolf in our portfolios, we are very concerned about the difficulty many of us will have finding work as the holiday season approaches.
I think they're gonna have a hard time finding work anyway.
Yeah,
So many people have gone.
so 7 of the employees that were terminated have on average 14 years at BioWare, and under law,
Holy shit.
yeah, under
They were there for.
law, they're supposed to get severance when terminated without cause. They're supposed to get severance for 1 month, normal pay for every year they've been there. So there's 7 people that
Wow.
are deserved 14 months of pay and 14 months of benefits. And I believe they were all given a straightforward deal, an offer, and that offer is not very good at all.
Yeah, we figure.
So BioWare is shortchanging us in this challenging time, they say. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
It still comes off more as an EA thing because EA owns them, and I know it's BioWare, whoever is in charge of running BioWare is the one passing the message down, but it just comes off as the EA thing. And EA makes money hand over fist, and EA is another corporation that will do anything to make sure their profits are, because they're shared, and the first thing they look at is their shareholders. I'm not too. It's just rough times for these guys, unfortunately. I just find it weird that they come out with these notes and then give you. I don't know. Sometimes I think we complain too much, but I think on this one, I just felt like it feels tone deaf to a degree of, look, everybody's having a hard time, so don't give me the "we have to look out for ourselves" line, and as if let people assume it. You rather them assume it than it be a factual thing, and then make it a factual thing. And it's bad enough that those companies are very much liked right about now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Epic.
And then on the back end of that, Sega is canceled. Yeah, Sega has canceled Hyenas and some unannounced games in development. So, I mean, God.
And that's the thing too. So a lot of games are getting canceled. You got the factions thing got canceled, or don't give me that on ice thing. That's just another way of saying that's canceled. And it's just a whole thing now where the Ubisoft canceled a bunch of games just recently. It's a lot of that going on, and I wonder if it's the cutting corners thing, part of that, since you lay people off and you don't have enough people to work on these projects.
It's just I thought we were clear of thought the gaming industry was booming. I mean, we've all clearly got too much to play right now, and yet development studios are laying people off, and maybe that's just it. There's too many games out there, so people are only buying certain ones and others suffer.
I don't know. I just think they feel like they're not making enough money. That's all. It just comes off to me as if we're just not making as much as we want to make. especially Epic.
Yeah, this is true. And further on the gaming landscape, Sony has seemingly removed most of their traces of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake. So most of the places the game was mentioned and Sony publications, it's been removed. So do we even think that's a thing anymore? Yeah.
That was so bizarre. Like out of the sudden, they just decided to remove everything. Like okay, we all know it's nothing new to anyone that like the development of this remake has been struggling. We all saw what's been happening, not necessarily in details, of course, but like we know that things have not been going smoothly for the development of this game specifically. But still, like when it comes to the points where they are just now, you know what? Screw it. Just pretend that it never existed. Just delete everything, and that's it. I mean, seriously? Why did not just say that it's cancelled?
Well,
Because how long is it going to take?
well, right now it seems that the Knights of the Old Republic remake, there is a serious licensing issue right now. Because the licensing for the music that is being used, its license is going to run out before the game releases. So I think they've cut tails and went back to the drawing board, at least from the audio standpoint of the Knights of the Old Republic remake.
Yeah.
So you're mean?
No, honestly,
Okay.
I think that's a multi-layered thing too. Why they stopped doing it, removing that. I think the other part of it too is, the game's just not coming out, and it's embarrassing just to even have that up. And
I mean,
yes.
I mean, so you mean to? Here's the thing. Here's the thing. So you mean to tell me that Sony and Disney, we are not talking about newcomers into the entertainment industry. We all know those two are giant corporations. We all know that. There's no denial in that fact. So you mean to tell me that Sony and Disney, who for themselves owns the entirety of the Star Wars IP and could just simply with the snap of a finger, just that's it, the license is here. They did not, before approving the project to be announced, to have a trailer, to have the developer to work on it, they did not thought this through in terms of the licensing of the music, and that's why they are going to just delist everything. Sorry, I don't buy it.
I'm not sure if it's to the game itself though, but for at least for the trailer.
Okay.
But I think that once they knew they weren't gonna continue to finance it, that they weren't gonna continue to finance even the music. So that's just, you're just gonna have to do everything to erase every part of the game. That game's not happening for them. It's just not.
Yeah.
It's a game.
Thember threw a hot take up in the chat saying, Thember says, so according to another creator, the reason Sony took down the video is they lost the rights to the music because Sony left the project.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I'm just. Since the project's not, excuse me, since the project's not happening, why go forward with the license then? I could.
What do you mean Sony has left the project?
Well, they were ones who was financing it, and so since Sony was financing it, once they didn't like what they saw, then they pulled out of the project. So since they don't have anybody else to,
So, mm,
I don't understand that. I
so you mean
mean,
to tell me that
I didn't know
okay,
that you had
but
like
it
a
was a
license agreement
PlayStation
for music
temporary,
like that.
but it was a
Okay,
PlayStation time exclusive. It was
no, I
supposed to be
didn't
a
think it was
exclusive.
timed at
Like
all.
they just gave up on it.
Yeah, you don't remember.
yeah.
And so
No,
the the story goes, they went to them after the game was supposed to actually be released pretty soon. So they go to see what the
uh,
how the project is working out. They go and they see it and are extremely disappointed in it. So
yeah,
much so
okay,
that they decided just to scrap it. Like they weren't even going to release the game. Like because listen, a lot of times the studio will look at a game and say it looks awful, but guess what? We put too much money into this. We're gonna have to put it out to get some of our money back. Sony was like, nah, this just ain't working, and they fired the studio.
okay,
So
Mhm.
okay.
so now
So
you
then,
already sunk money
why not
into it.
just
You don't want to sink any more into it.
Yeah.
okay? So why then just not announce that the project is on hold or
They did say that,
that it's
and
completely canceled?
yeah, they
But did
they
they?
did
But
say that.
like
Mhm.
it
Yeah.
is canceled.
No, no, no. They didn't say it was canceled. They said it was on indefinite hold, basically.
Yeah.
And when you say indefinite, like nah, you're not doing it.
Yeah. I
You're not
mean,
doing a
when
project.
you
And so they
hear
didn't even look for another studio to do it.
when you hear indefinite delay in the
Okay, so
industry, you start thinking about
Yeah.
development purgatory, like Dead Island
Yep.
2 and Nuke
Right.
Nukem Forever, and
Right.
yeah,
And
yes,
and even if so, they
yeah,
didn't even look for another studio. But like I said, and I'll keep saying this right now, PlayStation has put themselves in a bad situation because all the studios that they have bought are not grade A studios. And you can't expect a B grade studio to make an A grade product unless you bring in A grade developers to work on a project. And I don't see that being the case. And so you did the same thing with hiring them, and you didn't like you didn't like what happened, but you can't go cheap. I hate to say it. If you're gonna go cheap, you got to go with a studio with a great pedigree. But you can't go cheap and expect to get great results out of it. It's a real gamble. It's like you rolling craps, and more than likely you're gonna lose. And inside this situation, they lost.
hmm
And so now the music to the trailer um, has to be backed up. And they're like, nah, I'm not putting more money into this. And so that really shows you that they don't have anything else they want to do with the project.
that's disappointing. Because I mean, and it would even have been that hard. I mean, so we're talking about a remake. I mean, I would have been okay with if they had just done something with it like a remaster. Because Knights of the
Well,
Old Republic was a
I don't
great
think
game.
they have remastered. Haven't they remastered it? No, I do. I think that game does deserve a um, a reboot or a remake. It is a classic game. I don't like using the term masterpiece. I like the term classic, I guess, but it is a masterpiece of a storytelling and gameplay that really deserves to be treated properly. And I think that's what it deserves to be able to be brought back again. And with the new glorious graphical fidelity we have now, and now you just forget about it now because it's not going to happen at least from their side. It'd be nice if Xbox came in there and decided that they would remake it.
I mean,
Instead of
it's
leaving it to
possible
Sony.
because
so say, I mean,
from what I understand, it could be like Thimber says the development of the game. Sony doesn't have control over the development; they just finance it. It's Embracer who
Yeah.
controls it and sees it for
Right.
what it's worth. PlayStation may not even know the state of the game. They were just shown what was curated to show the investor that
Right.
it may have just been a bad curation. Somebody's
I don't
decision
know.
to show something that wasn't really forthcoming of what to expect.
Yeah, whatever it was, they didn't like it.
Yep, apparently not. Last topic we got, then we'll end the show for the night, is just basically more e-shops in the industry being shut down. We know about the 360 store seeing an end, and Phil Spencer trying to stop that and try to figure out a way around it. Well, now Nintendo is in the news saying that they will be shutting down the Wii U and the 3DS eShops. Nintendo is planning to discontinue most of the remaining online services for these consoles, other than re-downloading what you've already paid for and game updates if they're made available. Other than that, don't expect to get anything new from these stores because they will not have content anymore. I mean, it happens. I mean, it's the same reason why.
I mean,
It's the same thing.
At the end of the
yeah,
day,
but
discs
the
are
360
important.
Mm-hmm. But let's be honest. Like, when was the Wii U released?
I was just about to get into that too. Yeah.
Oh
Console
man.
release.
Yeah, you go back that
It was
far.
released in
Yeah.
2012. Okay, 11 years old. I mean, it's the same situation of people when we saw that the 360 store was going to be shut down, is going to be shut down on the next year, because like the console is 18 years old. I mean, it's quite like it's quite strange to say something like that, but the Wii U is a retro console, just like the PS3, just like the
Gamers remember the days where no console had a disc or a cartridge that would work with the one that came before it. And these days, it's got a lot to do with entitlement. And yes, like if you buy a game digitally on your PC, that was the only way that you were assured. And even that started to change when we got up into like Windows 7. Your older games wouldn't even work on the new operating system. But with consoles, up until the 360, Xbox One, PS3, PS4, Switch, we kind of just expected that our older games were going to come with us. And we should be thankful for whatever we do get, whatever is made backwards compatible. But we shouldn't take that as a given. And that these stores have stuck around as long as they have, for those that may not be financially able to experience the newer generations, we should be thankful for that. And it is what it is. It moves on, and not everybody has got all the server space and resources in the world to carry, support for everything they've ever done.
When you go past two generations, I think that's more than enough time that it should be justified. I really hate to see people with this whole what about game preservation thing. But look, if you gotta if you run those stores and everything, I don't know what the cost is and everything like that. But like you said, with the servers, at least you gotta shut this stuff down eventually, and you can't expect a console after 3 generations go by that those 2 consoles behind are going to still have their store up and running, because usually, listen, the console behind you is usually still active because people who don't have the money or have been able to get the new console are still playing on it. So that's fine. But the one before that one, which is a 360, I think that was, as time has come. And even so, with the 360, you still can play games natively on the console. So I don't see why that'd be an issue. If you want a game, go buy a GameStop.
True.
And, just can play it. But you can't look at it and say that I should still be able to buy it digitally after all this time. If you're still using it, then you should have already bought the game by now. But I can't speak for everyone else's finances, but you can't keep those server blades open that long. After a while, the cost is just ridiculous, and it defeats the purpose of business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And on that note, everybody, been a great show tonight. Chat, you were fire. I loved seeing the chat go. Usually I can just scroll up from the bottom of the chat to the very top with just a couple mouse wheels. This time it takes a little while. I'm very impressed. Thanks for everybody for showing up, coming out. Start with Fabio. Sir, where can people find you at?
Oh, always a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much. Well, you can find me on Twitter as FBO Amorim97. You can also find me on the YouTube as a member of the Game Set Live podcast, but also, of course, as a member of the XPN YouTube network, and with a bunch of British misfits that I don't know why I talk to. No, just kidding. I love those guys, as well the same way as I love you all. But you can also find me on Xbox playing Starfield, playing Halo Infinite, playing some bullshit that I just decided to discover thanks to Game Pass. And as with the game tag of Bullfun Lizard 8. And that's it. Thank you very much, Bob. Always a pleasure.
It's always a pleasure having you here. Mr. Bushido, sir, where can people find you at?
On Twitter, Xbox, PlayStation, and Mr. 7. Yeah. You can also find me some Fridays at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Wasted with Wise show. Hopefully, I can make it this week. I've missed like 2 episodes, but we'll see what happens this week. It's a little tough nowadays, but from the health standpoint. But I just love talking about games, and but it's just I just need some rest sometimes.
Yeah.
I even actively, and it carries. Anyway, so there's a long story with that, but that and. You can catch me in Starfield. You can catch me out in the stars.
That's right.
Just look up at night and there we are.
The only thing that makes
oh my god.
The only imperfect
I don't know what
Yep.
Go on, Bob. Go on, Bob.
What? Yep. I said the only imperfect thing about Starfield for Mr. Bush is that he can't have Mass Effect clothing in the game. That would make it perfect. If he could walk around with a big N7 on his back,
yeah,
he'd be in heaven.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Hopefully with mods.
I mean, I don't know what would be like a worse vision to just watch an hour and a half of Bob just collecting plastic cups in Starfield, looking up in the stars and seeing Bushido there.
I think seeing me up there, I think that would be a little more exciting.
Yeah, probably that would be way more horrifying. Like I'm watching, look up there, and there's Bushido. Oh my god!
Right. Oh.
At least if you watch Bob stream his gameplay of Starfield, so that'd be real relaxing. So.
It would. It'd be like, oh, look, another foam cup. Look, there's another foam cup. Oh, something different. What is it? It's a lunch tray.
Listen, basically, Bob is in there like, ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy.
Right.
Piece of candy.
Walking around picking up pennies. Yeah.
Right.
And
you gotta see your penny. You gotta see your phone, too. See your penny, pick it up.
That's right. All day you have good luck. And on that note, this is Klepto Bob, host of the Game Set Live podcast. You catch me YouTube, Xbox, PlayStation, Steam, Twitter, KY Bob on all platforms. Being a klepto in Starfield, just the way I like it. Everybody, game on. Have a good weekend. Have a good remaining portion of your week, and we'll see you next week.